What is going on, everybody? This is Jackson from JD Sports Zone and Dinger Dudes. And today I have a very special interview with content creator. You may know him as Spidey from Dodger Films, but also has an amazing podcast, Off the Field podcast, Austin Kleschka. Austin, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to do this. How's your day going? And thank you once again.
It's going pretty good. It's just getting started over here. I know we got a time difference. You're an East Coaster, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, it's getting started. It's a little rainy outside, but it feels nice because I feel like I'm usually the one always telling stories, and it feels good to have somebody that wants to learn more about my story, I guess, and do this interview. So thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm super excited to have you on. Now, I want to kind of dive
Yeah.
into my first question about your content career. Obviously, you've
Mm,
created so many iconic baseball vlogs. I mean, for example, the ones you did with Dodger Films. But what was a video
yeah.
that made you realize, oh yeah, this is what I'm meant to do as like a professional career, or what got you interested in content creation?
I think it was like a slow burn because I went into my senior year of high school not really knowing what I wanted to do. I was still kind of in that mindset of I'm going to be a baseball player. Like it's going to happen. Like obviously thinking it's just easy because I think it's easy in my head. And then, things get a little more realistic. And then I had one open spot my senior year. I had to take a class and my counselor was like, why don't you take visual imagery? And I was like, I don't know what that is. And she's like, it's really easy. I was like, sure. So I did it, basically learned Photoshop, all other kinds of stuff, Illustrator, stuff like that. And then I was like, I really like this. So I'm going to do it in college too. So took it to college. And from that point, I was kind of like, oh, I'd like to be the guy that makes like movie posters for the big movies and the DVD covers back when we still did DVDs and not just streaming. But after all that, I think halfway through college, I started playing in Dodger Films, and I was not aware of who Dodger Films even was, if I'm being honest. DPF, a deep cut for OG watchers. He's a childhood friend of mine. His name's Taylor. And he texted me and he was like, hey, do you know that guy that catches home runs at Dodger games? And I was like, to be honest, I don't. And he's like, well, he's having these softball games if you want to go play. And I was like, I miss playing, so hell yeah. So started playing Dodger films, and I had already had my background learning digital media, and I was like, I know how to film, and I think I can learn how to edit a video. My friend Matt taught me how to edit it. And then from that point on, I was just kind of like, well, this is kind of a platform. Let me stick around and these guys are fun to play with. I'm having a good time, and if I can take this any farther, then I will. And it was just a nice place to start. And I'll admit I got lucky. I mean, not everybody had, I think Bobby had 60,000 subscribers at the time when I first joined. And I was like, that's more than me starting from ground zero. And just kept doing it and doing it and doing it. And I had great parents to the point where they were like, you can either get a job or you can go to school. And I was like, okay, well, I'll go to school. And while I'm going to school, I'll also do YouTube on the side. And then once it got to the point of where I could turn it into a job from all the consistency, I was like, I think this is my job now. And now 8 years later.
That's an insane background story. And I
Yeah.
had that exact same mentality because I played
Mm,
baseball in high school. I was not good enough to make college
mm,
ball, personally. They stuck me
yeah.
in right field. I was standing there. And yeah,
Yeah.
I know DPF, Diving Padres fan.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
derived watcher, but
Yeah.
that's completely awesome to hear. Now, I kind of want to ask you more
Mm,
on the content side. You've done a lot of collaborations, and I want to ask you if you could form a dream content squad out of MLB
okay.
players, present or in the past. Who are you teaming up with for a full day of filming and why?
Ooh, so just MLB players, right?
Yes.
Okay. Mike Trout, if you know me,
Oh, 100%.
I'm gonna pick Mike Trout. Um, we got to get him into a happy situation. It's pretty depressing in Anaheim right now, and come to a Kleschka vlog. Like we're gonna have good spirits. So, how many did you say?
Let's do four. Let's do four.
Four. Okay. Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani.
Mhm.
As much as I hate that he left for the Dodgers, I mean, I can't deny that he's freaking Shohei Ohtani and
Yeah.
he's gonna hit 450-foot bombs and he's gonna throw 100 miles an hour.
Hmm.
Oh man. You know what, Lindor? I think Lindor would bring good vibes. Mr. Smile, he's always in a good mood and
Hmm.
great shortstop, Gold Glove caliber, and he's a 30 homer guy. Even this late into his career, he's still got it. And so let's see, one more. Do I go with another Angel? You know what? Let's go Zach Neto, because
Oh
Neto,
yeah.
for the viewers, they know that he knows Dodger films. And so
Hmm.
that was a surreal experience when I was just like, yo, Zach, can I get a photo? And then he flipped it on me. And I was like, you know me? So yeah, so Trout, Otani, Lindor, Neto.
That's an absolutely surreal moment,
Yeah.
honestly, that I can only imagine. Personally, you said you're an Angels fan, and I know Anaheim Angels fans have had it rough throughout the years. I'm a Cardinals fan, and I live
Okay.
in the Atlanta Braves area, and they
Okay.
always hate on me for the Cardinals not winning a World Series in what, 14 years. So
hmm
I don't understand, the Angels thing, but I can, sort of relate on that aspect of a
Yeah.
non, playoff
It
thing.
could be a lot worse.
Yeah, it could be a lot worse. Now,
Yeah.
kind of more diving into, your content aspect. Obviously, a lot of people see the highlights on your channels, meeting
Mhm.
these players, going to these games, doing these collaborations.
Yeah.
But what is something the fans do not see? Like, what's a difficult part of filming sports content that the fans don't see?
Getting somebody who's good at filming.
Hmm.
I don't have a full-time cameraman. I never have actually had a cameraman. I've been lucky enough and grateful enough to have friends that, want to be a part of the content. And I'm not asking them to film the entire video. If anything, if I need like one shot, I'll be like, hey, can you film this one interview with me and this person? Then, I'm going to film the other 99% of the video. But yeah, make sure you know got somebody who knows how to frame a shot.
Hmm.
It can be chaotic at times, especially like if you have like a goal and a mindset for that video and you're like, I want to get this done in this video, and then it's like not going your way that day, and like everything you're picturing for the video is like the universe is saying, oh, hold on, we're gonna put this roadblock in the way, so you got to jump over it. And so it's not always going to go perfect most of the time. And yeah, I mean, consistency. You got to be consistent. I posted every single day for 7, 8 years, something like that. So that's what I would say.
I mean, that's something a lot of people don't really realize. I mean, a lot of people see that, they do content creation for a living.
Mhm.
They do what they love. I mean, like
Yeah.
it's not a job if you
Yeah.
truly love it. But a lot of people don't really see, I guess, the deeper sides of going into the work that goes into the media. So I truly appreciate you for sharing that. Now, I kind of
Yeah.
I asked you a little bit about collaborative things that you did
Mm.
throughout your content career. And you've met a lot of different content creators. What's the
Yeah.
wildest behind the scenes story that you can share from those collabs throughout your career?
Man, it's hard to think out of Dodger Films because I mean, half my career is my channel and Dodger Films. So I don't really feel like that's collaborations anymore because those are just friends. It never
Hmm.
really even felt like that. It just feels like hanging out with my friends.
Hmm.
Who else have I met? I met Disarm, and I mean, we're all good friends now. Man, it's been a long journey. I'm trying to think over all the years. I mean, I don't know. Who have I collabed with? I'm honestly blanking. I mean, it's just recency bias in my head, and I'm only thinking of Disarm. I just saw him at the Gold Glove Awards,
Hmm.
and shoot, I don't know. I mean, we've had a Super Bowl party at the old ETS house. They all just four of them went to Arizona, four of them stayed here in California, but that Super Bowl party was really fun. I mean, I did a video of that Super Bowl party at that house. And dude, I don't know. I'm literally blank. I mean, we've had MLB The Show YouTubers come and play in our Dodger Films games. And I can't believe those didn't come to mind right away, but Shelfie, I think, is one of the greatest guys in that community. Every time he's come to a Dodger Films game, he's always trying to introduce himself to everybody, and he's always very cordial with everyone, and he wants to talk to you. He wants to know what's up. So Shelfie's always been great. And yeah, I mean, I can't really think of any behind the scenes stuff because I feel like everything happens on camera, like
Hmm.
mostly. But yeah, I mean, just Disarm and all them, they're great guys. Shelfie's great. Leo, I feel like obviously Disarm's like the face of Disarm. He is
Yeah.
Disarm. But let me give a shout out to Tony and Leo as well. Leo has always been the greatest guy with me. He always gives me a warm welcome when I come over to the house. He's always excited to see me. He here's a behind the scenes thing I just thought of. He started a movement whenever I come over to the house where he's like, "Brother Kleschka," and now like the entire house calls me that. Even Gabe, and Gabe's known me for 10 years. And now Gabe's even on it. And then Tony, their cameraman, and also face on the channel from time to time.
Mhm.
He's also a very solid guy. And that whole group is great. And same with the MLB The Show YouTubers, Shelfie. Man, he's just always been the best when he shows up to the Dodger Film games.
That's absolutely insane to hear. And with
Yeah.
those stories, I mean, again, I grew up on those videos. I remember the whole
Mm.
Mighty Goat
Yeah.
game back in many years ago. Like I
Yeah,
think I
that
was
ball he crushed. Yeah.
yeah, I'm 21 years old, about to graduate college. I remember those videos. That was
Yeah.
maybe I think later middle school, earlier high school for me,
Yeah.
personally. But those are amazing stories like to personally hear. Now, obviously,
Mm.
you talked about social media creators, and I
Mm.
want to ask you, you're a social media creator yourself. Big on the MLB. If MLB
Mm.
gave you total control of their social media for one day to
Ooh.
design a league-wide social media challenge, what
Oh,
would it?
man. Uh, I don't know. We a challenge, huh?
Mhm.
Who? I don't even know. I'm lost, honestly. You might have stumped me on this one. I'm really trying to think.
I can
Challenge.
ask a rebuttal question, sort of kind of
Okay.
related. That'd
Yeah,
be
go
fine.
for it.
Well, let's say YouTube gives you a massive budget for a singular baseball video. What would you do with that personally? Like
Oh,
if
oh.
you could do any sort of dream content with like as much money to put into it as possible for the videos and for the viewers and the fans, what would that be?
So the previous question, are you saying like if they gave me money to do a video of my own? Is that what you're
Yes.
saying?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like a challenge like to fans across the world and like
Mm.
okay, now I understand your question. So
Yeah.
I'll go back to you were saying MLB, right? If MLB gave me unlimited
Yes.
money, okay.
Yes.
I actually think I got it. I think I would take a lot, like the top guy from every country and do like a day in the life with that guy in their home country since baseball is becoming more international now. So like a day in the life with Shohei Ohtani in Japan and how he became a baseball player from Japan to the major leagues to the best player in the major leagues. And then like a day in the life with Juan Soto in the Dominican Republic and his life and how he came to be and just all the top guys in a day in the life in their country and I don't know what you'd call it, like a day in the life with MLB's top superstars in their
Around the
hometowns or
world.
something. Yeah, yeah,
Around.
something like that. Yeah.
No, that'd be
Yeah.
absolutely awesome. I think you should put it
Yeah.
on a Netflix like 30 for 30 type thing,
Yeah.
untold stories, the untold
Yeah.
around the MLB,
Yeah.
So, featuring Austin Kleschka, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
But
Yeah.
that'd be absolutely awesome. I would 100% tune into that.
I'm
Now, I
gonna fact check myself really quick. Juan Soto is from the Dominican Republic, right? I
uh,
believe.
um
He played on the Dominican Republic team.
y-
Yeah, okay.
yeah,
Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. Yeah.
yeah. That kind of put me
Yeah.
on the spot too. I know
Yeah.
I have a lot of friends who are Mets fans, so they might hate
Mm,
me for not answering on the spot for that
yeah.
one. But
Yeah. I
nah,
just remember the outfit. I was like, I definitely know he wore the red and blue Dominican Republic uniform in the last WBC. And I was like, he is, right? So,
mhm.
yeah, just my own brain saying, like, I got to be 100% on this.
So now I want to ask you this next question. I mean, I've interviewed former MLB guys, former Angels like CJ Wilson, and I've
Oh
asked,
yeah.
I've asked, I've asked them, and I wanted to ask you. You're a big Angels fan, and
Hmm.
obviously there's a lot of illustrious players throughout the Angels' history: Shohei
Hmm.
Ohtani, Reggie
Yeah.
Jackson, guys like that.
Hmm.
If you had a Mount Rushmore of Los
Hmm.
Angeles Angels, who would it
Hmm.
be?
Mike Trout.
Hmm.
I don't even care that his career is not over. He is the GOAT in my life. And obviously, there's the GOAT of the sport to the general public and baseball fans, but like everybody has their own personal GOAT. I grew up with Mike Trout. I watched Mike Trout get drafted live. I saw Mike Trout's rookie year. I saw all of Mike Trout's MVPs. I grew up with him. And so I'll always root for Mike Trout. So Mike Trout's there. Vladimir Guerrero is there as well. I love Vladdy. He was my Mike Trout before Mike Trout. And I got into baseball late. I feel like I got into baseball at like 10 years old and didn't know how good I had it because the Angels were always making playoffs when I was younger. And I was like, oh, dude, this is just going to be how things are. And look, I was so wrong. But
Yeah.
before Trout, there was Vladdy. And I remember watching Vladdy's 400th home run live. I believe it was against the Rays. And he hit two home runs in the game, and 400 was off the right field foul pole. So watching him growing up swinging at God knows what ball was coming. It could be 5 feet out into the other batter's box, and he'd
Mhm.
still throw his bat at it. Um, Torrey Hunter. Torrey Hunter is also like that in between guy between
Mhm.
Vlad and Trout for me. He was the one who spent a little time with both, and he was a mentor to Mike Trout. So he brought Mike Trout to the level I believe he got to with all those MVPs. And I've met Torrey Hunter now a few times, and he's a great guy. First time I met him, he has this place in Frisco, Texas called Maker's Gym, and
Mhm.
it's not like a pump gym. It's like a mind gym, and they have podcast studios, they have workspaces, and he gave me the full tour, like a private tour, just me, him, and my friend Tony, and he took us everywhere. He let me interview him. We took a photo and super nice guy, just the same guy you see on the field, just big smile, always happy. So Vladimir Guerrero, Trout, Torrey Hunter, man, I feel like that's the three different generations. I want to say Otani, but like just it, I loved him and nothing happened while he was here. He was a great player. Obviously, he won two MVPs with us, but like just it felt like it all led to nothing because I mean it did.
Mhm.
Um, I gotta give a shout out to like one of the other Angel legends or something.
Mark Trumbo.
You know what? I got Adam Kennedy. Adam
Mm.
Kennedy. He was huge in the World Series for the Angels. That whole team, bro. And I don't even care about saying it. Might be the greatest World Series team of all time. They were
Mm.
underdogs. Somebody put up stats the other day. The 2002 Angels, the most runs scored in any World Series ever was by the
Yeah.
2002 Angels. Most hits in any World Series ever, 2002 Angels. We may only have one, but it was a damn good one.
Yeah, it was for sure. I mean, the only way I could experience that is YouTube videos. I was born in 2004, but
Yeah.
personally, I have a GOAT World Series, and that's 2011. I mean, I'm a
Oh,
Cardinals
yeah.
fan, so I've Freeze, Pujols,
Yep.
guys like them. I had a kid who lives down the street from me. He's like 10
Mm.
years old. He asked me who Tim Lincecum was the other day,
Oh
and it
my
it
God,
it
bro.
it, it hurt my soul. It hurt my soul after he asked me that. And I'm like,
Bro,
I had to show him some highlights. He's a Giants fan
even
too, so.
even if we're past like generations of players you didn't see, I feel like once you become a baseball fan, you kind of figure out who those guys are.
Hmm.
And that's just criminal to not know Tim Lincecum. And I did this a few years ago at a showcase game for some high school kids. We showed
Hmm.
them a picture of Justin Morneau. Do you remember Justin Morneau?
I do know Justin Morneau.
Yeah, and
Wins legend.
nobody knew who it was. Everyone's like, "Who?" And I'm like, "Oh my God."
Oh.
Like the guy who beat Josh Hamilton in the home run derby after Josh
Hmm.
Hamilton hit 30 home runs and then he said, "Nah, I'm going to win this one." But yeah, there's so many guys out there that it's like they can't be forgotten. Like Tim Lincecum's one of them. Like I feel like you just got to know Tim Lincecum and how you were saying the World Series, the first World Series I remember because I'm kind of like you. Like the 2002 World Series, I have no memory of it. Like I said, I didn't
Hmm.
get into baseball till I was 10. I was 6 when that World Series happened.
Hmm.
And the first World Series I really remember where I was like, oh, like this is like what it's all going towards. This is the final like stage was 2007. The Rockies and the Red Sox. The Red Sox destroyed them. Sounds weird to even say the Rockies were in a World Series, but your World Series, the 2011 one, I have a very, very clear memory of David Freese's home run. I
Hmm.
was in a skating rink, if those still exist out there in other parts of the United States, and it was up in the corner on like a TV for everybody to see, and it's an old box TV for people that kids may not know what that is either. Yeah, we used to have big old boxes on the back of them, and David Freese just hit it, and we were all going crazy in the skating rink. And that's what I love about the World Series when your team's not involved and there's not a team you hate also involved. Like you can just kind of enjoy it. Although I did hate the Rangers at that time because
Oh,
they were in our
100%.
division. So yeah,
100%.
definitely one of the best World Series in my lifetime was 2011.
That's completely awesome to hear. Now,
Yeah.
obviously, everybody has a GOAT World Series, and
Mm,
they remember like where they were when that happened. Personally, I was in
yeah.
a Hampton, like right down the road from Busch Stadium, when
Mm,
that happened. So I personally remember where I was for that. Now, I kind of want to
yeah.
backtrack and ask you because you talked about Torrey Hunter being
Yeah.
like a personable guy that you personally met with the mind gym and stuff like that. The
Mm,
Angels hired Kurt Suzuki as their
yeah.
manager. And
Yeah, they did.
a lot of people have mixed reactions about that because
Hmm.
people love like personable player coaches like Stephen Vogt for the Cleveland Guardians.
Yeah.
Now, like, what are your thoughts on like personable player coaches and I guess the Kurt Suzuki hiring for the Angels?
So the first point I want to address is our fan base. They love to be delusional. They love
Hmm.
to ignore things to get past the sadness of a situation. When
Hmm.
we hired Kurt, half the fan base was like, "Oh, but the last time we hired a catcher, we won the
Hmm.
World Series." And I said, "All right, so clearly you guys are forgetting trauma." So Brad Osmus, we hired him for 1 year, a former catcher, went terribly. Phil Nevin stepped in, former catcher, went terribly. Two catchers in between Sosha and Kurt. So that's not true for all the Angel fans that forget about those guys. I'm going to guess you weren't watching in those 2 years. And yeah, I don't know. It just kind of feels like a buddy hire because Perry Manassian is on his last year as our general manager.
Hmm.
Kurt Suzuki had already been involved in behind the scenes relations with the Angels, working for Perry and some sort of front office role. And they hired him to a 1 year deal. So it kind of felt like, hey, like I'm on my way out, obviously.
Hmm.
So I'll just give you this job. And the most coaching experience Kurt Suzuki has is travel ball with his kids, and
Yeah.
it's like 12U, 11U, something like that. And I've heard great things about that team. And people did get pretty upset when I was like, "Oh, he's only coached travel ball." And I was like, some people came to my comments like, "Yeah, but it's like one of the best travel ball teams in California." And I'm like, "Okay, but we're talking about like 11-year-olds and major leaguers."
Yeah.
Like I'd understand like in the Giants situation where they hired Tony Vitello from Tennessee. At
Yes.
least he came from like a top college, the level right before Major League Baseball,
Yeah.
or minor league baseball or whatever you want to call it. But he was closer to that situation than Kurt Suzuki, and I can't knock the long career Kurt Suzuki had. Obviously, he knows what it takes to be a Major League Baseball player, what it takes to be one of the hardest positions to play in the game, but it just didn't feel right. After all the rumors of, oh, Albert is possibly coming for the job
Yeah.
and Torrey might come for the job as well. It was like, and then back to back days, they were like, they will not be hiring Albert. They will not be hiring Torrey. And I'm like, what? Why? What are we doing? What are
Mhm.
we about to do? And then we hired Kurt after there was like Like I think a couple days before there was conversation of Kurt possibly being the guy, and I was like, oh God, bro. Like, and it's probably bias in my head too of watching Kurt Suzuki as an Angel, and he
Yeah.
was not good with the Angels. He had, plenty of other great years with other teams, but I watch my team. And when you played for my team, you were on your way out. You weren't that hot. You weren't that good. And hey, I'm not an MLB player. I ain't got shit to say about my talent about hitting a major league pitch, but just as a fan and analyst of sorts, I guess, just watching from the outside. I mean, analysts do it all the time. They never touched the sport that they criticize, but
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. It's whatever. It just feels like it's a throwaway year already, and we have barely gotten started. So,
No, I completely understand, and it feels
yeah.
like a placeholder fit. Like we're in a very similar situation over at St. Louis. I mean, Oliver
Mhm.
Marmol had zero managerial experience before getting hired in that position. I mean, we fired Mike Schilt for what? A 90 and
Yeah.
72 season
Yep.
for a playoff berth,
Yeah.
and we still have Oliver Marmol. And there were talks about maybe Daniel Descalso getting moved up from the bench spot. I don't know. But
Yeah.
I understand. I really wanted Ron Washington to work out for you guys. Like I love Ron,
Yeah. It
but
just the last two, like I've said this too. We've gone through like every kind of idea for a manager that you can think of. We've done the former player.
hmm
We've done the grizzled legendary manager twice, Joe
yeah.
Madden and Ron Washington. And with
hmm
Joe, like, who knows how it would have worked out? I mean, that 13 game losing streak is the reason he got fired. And
hmm
he, I'm sure most people know the story by now. He shaved his head into a mohawk to like pump the guys up and end this losing streak, and they fired him before the players could even see it. And so, yeah, we tried that with him. And then Ron, it's a manager can't just solve everything overnight. At the end of the day, it's the guys on the field having to perform to their best. And you can draw up the lineup, you can make the defensive subs, but like if the guys aren't hitting, if the guys aren't pitching, then like the manager can only do so much. You can make the right moves, and I'll give credit to Dave Roberts, for example, making a right move as a manager in the World Series, putting Pages in over Edman.
hmm
And before Pages made that crazy catch, does Edman catch that ball? So I have some Dodger fans that say no, he doesn't.
Oof.
So I mean, yeah, that's like a great managerial move right there. He was like, I should probably get a guy with a better arm out there and a better glove, and it paid off. Like that's just an example of a play paying off through the manager's decision. And yeah, I mean, that's how much a manager can impact the game, but if they don't play, then it don't matter. Like so we can make all these kinds of managerial ideas and decisions, and it's not really going to matter. I'm already looking forward to who's going to be our manager in 2027 because I'm like, well, it's a 1 year deal, so like, who's next?
But speaking upon managers and I guess off-season talk, I
Mm,
actually want to ask you this. I was having a debate with some of my friends about. I want to ask you a Dodgers question very quick. I know you're an Angels fan,
yeah,
but Dave Roberts.
yeah,
We talk about system managers, and obviously the Dodgers lineup is talented, 1 to 9.
yes, yep.
The rotation in the bullpen. Do you think Dave Roberts is overhyped and he's like a system manager? And I guess a follow-up question to that on the
Mhm,
Angels side of things, what do you want to see in the offseason, whether it be players, coaching hires, stuff like that? What do you
mhm.
want to see from the Angels? And do you think Dave Roberts is a system manager?
Okay, I've never heard that term. What is your definition of a system manager?
So almost like I guess a system quarterback. Like a lot of people have a lot of hate for Brock Purdy, saying Brock Purdy's only successful because of the people around him.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that terminology, I guess.
Yeah. So I've said this before, and look, I love Dave Roberts because we're good friends with Cole Roberts, his son. He played with us at Dodger Films at the beginning, like pretty early on, and we still keep in touch with him. We play on PS5 every now and then, and he's a great kid, and
Mhm.
he always has fun. He's always hilarious and fun to be around. And I will say, and this is nothing to do with Dave Roberts' personality, but just the man in the seat of the Dodgers. I believe out of all 30 teams, if you were to take any Joe Schmo off the street and
Hmm.
say, go manage the Dodgers, all you got to do is pencil in Ohtani, Mookie, Freddie, Will Smith, and you're pretty well off.
Hmm.
you're, you're gonna have a pretty good start because it's like I said earlier with the Angels before we even mentioned the Dodgers. If I'm triggering any Dodger fans, it all comes down to the guys on the field. And
Hmm.
when the guys on the field are three MVPs, the best catcher debating in baseball, and then the rest of the lineup being all-star caliber players, all you really got to do is write the lineup and you should be pretty good. You may have to make one decision later in the game, like say the seventh inning, and I don't know, Juan Soto comes up and you're like, oh, well, logically I would bring in the lefty. And it like, there's a
No,
lot harder teams to manage. I think the Dodgers are in one of those situations where it's like I could probably do it and get a win, I would say.
no, I mean
Yeah,
I completely
yeah,
understand that. I mean,
yeah.
like the Dodgers are talented top 1 through 9, and
Mm.
I'm very skeptical on giving out the words Freddie Freeman, especially living in the Atlanta Braves
Oh,
area.
yeah.
You know,
Oh,
it hits them right in the soul. I mean, they love Matt
yeah.
Olson, but I
Yeah.
mean, Freddie Freeman was their guy. I
I
guess.
will say, oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna ask you about the Angels offseason
Yeah.
acquisitions, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have gotten to the point with the Angels. I don't think people want to come to us. I think with Otani and Trout, it was a situation where people were like, okay, like I'll go dip my toes in that water. Now this water is like murky brown and stinky. And I don't think of any free agent, unless we're the only contract being offered to you, wants to come here. Like we know the situation and the drama of everything going on. It's like this team, what do they got to do to win? What do they have to put together? And then we got the trial going on with the Skaggs family and everything right now. And the front office is just super shady. And John Carpino, who a lot of people and a lot of rumors say, which is our team president, by the way, he's the one who's actually behind the wheel. Artie Moreno's just the face, and he's been a terrible face for this franchise the last 10 years. And but John Carpino's making all the decisions and he's being shady and just the whole situation is just terrible. And I don't think a free agent, even though like good friend of mine, if you watch the videos to your audience, Tony, he's like, why wouldn't anybody want to come here? Because California, great weather all year round, even though it's literally raining outside right now. But I agree with him, but I'm like, there's also four other teams they could choose from in California. Like,
Yeah.
so, well, soon to be three, as soon as, the Athletics do whatever they're doing. But yeah, if if you're getting offered an Angels and Dodgers contract, they're going to choose the Dodgers. If you're getting offered an Angels and Padres contract, they're going to choose the Padres. And I honestly think if you got offered an Angels Giants contract, they're going to take the Giants because of the situation we've created and the atmosphere that our team gives off. And I mean, this is all my perspective. I don't know how other fans view us. I mean, I'll let you tell your side, but who's that? I would love like besides the situation we're in, there are so many guys I would love to sign. I would love to sign Pete Alonso. A lot of people are like, "Oh, but we have Nolan Shanwell," and I'm like, I would still like to have Pete. I'm like, we could do a righty platoon, lefty platoon kind of thing, and I definitely think Pete would become more of the day-to-day starter. But like, if there's every one time where we throw in Nolan for like a righty pitcher, he has the better matchup or something. Who else is out there? Eugenio Suarez, because I'm so done with Anthony Rendon. Worst contract I've ever seen in my life. Pure like he deserved that money after that season, but just the human he revealed himself to be after that contract, just oh my God. I That's why it's the worst contract in our history for me. And if I had to make an actual prediction that I think might actually happen, because this seems to be the trend of the Angels, I think Alex Bregman's coming, bro.
I would,
We're
I mean, I would love to
we're
see it.
we're known to sign guys like way past the glory years and bring 'em in. You fit the bill.
You can have Arenado.
That too. I could see that one happen too. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
I mean, you could go the international route with Munetaka Morikama, who's coming in from the NPB. I mean, try another chance on the Japanese player. I mean,
Yeah.
you might say it that way. But Austin, we have about 3 more minutes left in this meeting, and I have one final question for you.
Yeah.
If you have any advice for aspiring content creators, such as myself, what would that
Mhm.
be?
Consistency. I feel like it's the one you have to yell to the mountaintops to any content creator, whether it's YouTube or if you can start out like with the smaller, easier stuff, the reels, the TikToks. Like YouTube is more of a beast to conquer because it's long term, but consistency. I cannot tell you how many people in Dodger films have told me, have told Bobby, have told Benny, I want to do YouTube. I'm going to do YouTube. I'm going to try it. And it I could literally list them on my hand, and they try it, they get burned out after a week, and I'm like, harder than you thought, didn't you?
Mhm.
Like, yeah. So the amount of people, like the only people I'll give them credit that have really given it a shot, and they have either stopped or they're still going. Obviously, we all know Bobby. Bobby was the pioneer driving the boat, started
Mhm.
it all off. Benny has created his own world, his own thing with Lumpy and Rally Fries and Travel Ball. Cowboy Jeff, even though he doesn't upload anymore, he took a very realistic shot at it. He was posting consistently. He was making content. He was doing it, and he gave it a shot. And he was just like, I just don't see this being feasible for my life. And Fireball, he had a good run for a little bit too. And he posts comically still like once every blue moon. Um, and Gabe, I mean, Gabe, he started with YouTube and now he's kind of like more Instagram focused, I think. So he's doing a different kind of content that I don't think any of us have really tackled too hard. But I mean, he's doing his thing, he's succeeding, and I'm all proud of those guys. And there's that, like, I mean, another, he won't even care that I say this, but Javi, he wanted to take a shot at YouTube. He made like 2 videos and then he was like, this is crazy. This is horrible. Like, how do people do this? And like, he immediately like stopped and I was like, dude, like, I want to give you all the passion. I want you all to do it. I want us to all grow together. I want us to all like, build up together. I want us to all do this. And yeah, so it's tough, but consistency, as long as you're consistent and, make connections as well.
Mhm.
To steal a line from Tony, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. Because if you know people and you're good to people and you respect people, and this is something I've been saying to myself a lot recently, respect is a two-way street. If you want my respect, then you got to respect me as well. You treat me like a decent human, I'll treat you like a decent human. And so yeah, treat people well, make connections, just get your foot in the door and that's about it. Consistency, make good connections.
All amazing advice, especially
Yeah.
for aspiring content creators.
Yeah.
Austin, thank you so much for
Yeah.
taking time out of your day to do this. This will be
Hmm.
up about 6 p.m. Eastern, and I hope to reconnect in the future. Again, thank you
Yeah.
so much. Truly inspiring stories, man.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.